Hey guys, I'm live. Wow. Okay, the title's going to say a little bit different than what we're going to do. We're going to lead the show off with uh, Noah Shannon no longer going to um, Big Ten Media Days with Kirk next week. Um, so why? He is. It turns out he is involved in the gambling thing, the gambling situation being investigated. I want to read the quote that Noah Shannon said today. This takes a big man. Being selected to represent the Hawkeye football team at the Big Ten Media Days is a tremendous honor and privilege, Shannon said via the press release. I am grateful for the opportunity. However, given the circumstances, I told Coach Ferentz it would be best for him to select another player since the NCAA review is not yet complete. I don't feel it is right for me to represent the team. This past fall, Shannon produced 8.5 tackles for loss and a pair of sacks to go with 24 solo tackles. The big body tackle has often taken on two offensive two offensive linemen per play and has allowed Jack Campbell and other linemen to make big plays. No, and this quote is from Kirk Ferentz. Noah's decision to share this information and suggest that another player take his place is reflective of his character, Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz said. Noah's committed and dedicated teammate, and this is a fine example of him always wanting to put the team first. Okay. Um, yeah. So he's the first player to actually be named um, in this gambling situation. So he will probably not start the season. How they put out a guidelines for how many game suspension they would be, or if there would be any game suspension, depending on their involvement in the involvement that they had in the gambling situations. Okay, so we were told that Iowa had no significant players involved in the gambling. I guess that's wrong. Because Noah Shannon is a very significant player, as you can tell by his numbers last year, and those numbers would have only gotten better this year. And you saw how important he could be on the defensive line. You know what he would do to allow people like Jack Campbell and stuff to get open. This is sad that we probably, I don't know yet, but I'm just speculating we probably won't have Noah Shannon to start the season. But we should probably get him sometime back during the season. So that's going to be sad. So we don't know who else names are going to come out, but I got a feeling that the names will start coming out now a little bit. But this one's out by Noah. Noah wanted this release, and that just shows you what's going on. And no, good for Noah to stand up and say, I don't want to be representing the university and my teammates with this hanging over his head. So kudos, Noah. I wish you hadn't been involved in the scandal. We're going to need you this season, buddy. We really need you. So let's go with that. Sorry, sorry about that, but I had to bring in that breaking news that just come out. Oh, and Jay Higgins will replace him in the at the media days. Okay, and so Jay Higgins is a good choice too. I have no problem with Jay Higgins replacing Noah. That's the thing. We were going to bring on a special guest, but we couldn't get him to get the link going. So we're going to talk about some things that he brought up earlier that he and I did in a conversation. And you might have read some of his comments earlier, but Kelvin Fisher, we couldn't get hooked up for the show. So I will he gave me permission to read some of the things that he talked about today because I thought they were interesting and I wanted him on the show to talk about that because I thought he could talk about it better. Um, um, okay. Yeah. So, um, okay. Yeah, that's Kelvin right now. I think he forgot that I was going live. So, um, sorry, Kelvin. So I'm waiting for that to get over with. So I'll get back. I'll get back to Kelvin later to see what's going on. But I think he wanted to try to get in. I hope if he can get in, he'll get in. I'll bring him up if he comes up live, guys. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to bring all that up there to your guys' attention about Noah. Okay. The second thing is I just wanted to talk briefly about Cody Ince's death, just because it is a significant loss to the Hawkeyes family. Um, at this time, they have not publicly revealed why or what caused his death, and so I've heard some things. And of course, I'm not going to repeat those things because I don't know if they're true, and I'm not going to put them out there. Um, and so, until the family verifies it, I'm not going to say anything about what I've been told. However, but you guys remember last year that he quit before the season. Okay. Yeah. Calvin, if you can hear this and you're on the cam right now, I don't see you. You need to get that link and get on here, because otherwise I can't bring you up without you being on the link with StreamYard. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. So try to click that link if you can, because without that I can't get you on. Okay. Alrighty. So okay, let's go on. Let's move. We got moving on. We've got I'm sorry, I'm getting interrupted and flustered. I got all this written down, guys. We're gonna stick with Cody for a minute. Cody was a significant loss last year when he decided right before the season started that he wasn't going to play. Okay. Um, Football anymore, because and he's an O-line person, so, or was an O-line person. So you want to talk about some of the problems the O-line had last year. Well, there's part of it right there. And so that's part of the problem right there. So that would have been his senior year last year, had he played. So it's a significant loss in Iowa. And I noticed that a lot of his teammates will be honorary pallbearers and stuff like that. So I just want to say I feel sorry for his family. I feel bad. My prayers go out there. His fiance. Um, so um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that, but I'm just going to move on. I mean, it's old news. It's been, everybody's covered it the last couple of days, so I thought I would throw it out there too. Okay, Hawkeyes pick up number 20 commit. I want to say the name is Chima, Chiniki, something like that. I'm sure over the course of time, we'll learn the correct pronunciation of his name. He's a D-line edge rusher. He's 3-star. He's out of Plano, Texas, and he's with the 2024 class. He's commit number 20. He's 6'5". He's 240 pounds. Last year in high school, he had 31.5 tackles and 6.5 tackles for losses. What you want from your edge rusher, buddy? You want some lost tackles. And so that I think that's significant. I think he's going to help a lot when he comes. What's I think is even more significant is I think Iowa had their huge recruiting day the last weekend in June, like on 24th, 25th in there, and they invited all these uncommitted recruits in, and so far they've gotten everyone but one that I know of. Everyone but one has been what do you want to call it? Has been committed to Iowa. So they had a very, very fruitful year with their major recruiting weekend. Because I think last year they only got one commit out of that weekend. And this year, I believe they've gotten 8 or 9 commits out of that weekend. And I don't honestly know how many out of those commits, how many that were that weekend. But I do know that according to the media, all but one has committed, and that one hasn't committed anywhere yet. But I can't remember what his name is and where he's might be leaning toward, but he's definitely not leaning toward Iowa from what we hear. Okay. We also picked up our 4th preferred walk-on for the year. Cole Marsh. He's going to come in and play tight end for Iowa. He's never played tight end before. He's a quarterback at 6'6", 215 pounds. But he's a quarterback, and so I wonder if his team will switch him to tight end next year so he gets to feel for it. But from what I hear, when he came into the camp, he they told him they wanted to try tight end, so he never, without ever doing it before, he ran out of the tight end position for the coaches, and they must have been pleased with what they saw because they offered him a preferred walk on, and this guy he's turning down an opportunity to have a scholarship with UNI. UNI is not a bad football school, guys. So he turned down a scholarship offer from there, and from what I'm understanding, he had a shot that said Iowa State was interested in giving him a scholarship too. Whether he actually got that scholarship, I don't know. I don't know. But he's a lifelong Hawkeye fan, and he just felt like he couldn't pass this opportunity up. It was for him. It was a once in a life opportunity to play for his team. I kind of feel the same way. If I had been that good in Hawkeye sports, I grew up a Hawkeye fan from day one since I was a baby, and I wish I still had proof, but the flood has destroyed some stuff. But um, I was born when Alex Karras was still a member of the football team in Iowa, and my dad and him were buddies, and I got my Alex Karras when I was a baby signed an autograph to me in my dad's yearbook, and he he kind of nicknamed me Mickey after my dad's nickname Mouse, so I kind of got my name Mickey from him, Mickey Mouse, because my dad was Mouse and I was Mickey, and so that's where that came from. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know how that came up, why we brought that up. I have no idea where I was going with that, guys. I don't. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought on that. But I wanted to say that I was too a lifetime Hawkeye fan, and if I had been good in football or basketball and anything like that, and if I got an opportunity even to pay my own way and play at the University of Iowa, I would have done it in a heartbeat. I would have done it in a heartbeat. Um, I don't know why, but when I applied to go for University of Iowa, I was turned down. Maybe my grades weren't that bad. I was 175th in my class, or no, I was actually in the middle, not 175th. I was in the middle somewhere. That was about 175th, somewhere in there, in my class standings. But I guess there probably was just more people with better grades that were accepted. So I took a different path in college rather than going to my all-time favorite school that I wanted to go to. It happens. Okay. Okay. Single game tickets are on sale right now. They've been all week. I want to show you guys something. I am a National iClub member. There's my card. Okay. Today was supposed to be what they call other iCard members, which I fall under because I didn't donate to the school, you know. And so there are a lot of iClub members that donated thousands and millions of dollars, I suppose. And they wouldn't let me register this year as an iClub member. So I have to wait till tomorrow to get my Purdue tickets. I told you guys I'm planning on going to Purdue. So tomorrow at 7 a.m. my time, I will be on the phone or on the ticket office line or the online or whatever I got to do to get my tickets. Hopefully I can get some halfway decent tickets because of my knee surgery. I can't go all the way down and I can't go all the way to the top. And I tell you what, I've done both. I've done both. I've been both ways, and going to the top is a killer. If you ever been to Kinnick, if you come off that concourse there, if you had to climb to the very top row like I had to a couple different times, it's a killer. And it's bad enough when you do it when you're healthy, but when you do it when you got a bad knee, it's going to be hard. So, yeah, and that's another thing I worry about. I'm gonna find a way to have somebody else drive me to the game so that they can leave me off near Kinnick, and then they can go park and walk back, and then come back and get me later. That's just not going to work for me to walk that far because you guys know I've always parked down near Pink Pine, across the street from Pink Pine. There's a parking spot there, so that's where I've always. And you guys know that's probably about a good mile walk to Kinnick from there. One thing is, it's too bad the trains aren't running anymore. That would be the easiest on me. Okay, but anyway, I will let you guys know how I do with the Purdue tickets. Okay. All right. Give me a second to open this Facebook page up. We're gonna go over a couple things. Um, got a few more things to cover. Okay. So we're going over to my page on Facebook, Iowa Hawkeye Sports. We're gonna. Okay. Okay, come on. Let's go. I'm sorry, guys. I should have had this opened up earlier. Okay, here's what Kelvin wanted to. I wanted Kelvin to talk about. Okay, I'm gonna. He gave me permission to read this, so I'm just gonna read you guys everything he wrote this morning on Facebook. He put it on Iowa Hawkeyes Iowa Hawkeye Sports page and everything Iowa sports. Okay, he says, okay, I have been watching first film, then VHS tapes, and now videos of high school recruits for 40 years. I help with recruiting publications. I saw Malcolm Christie, Tavian DeVries, Paul Burmeister, Kurt Warner, and he goes, I incidentally wrote Hayden about asking him to offer Kirk, Betts, and Woods, and etc. But here's my rundown of the four um, defensive ends that we have committed for I believe 2024. Okay, Joseph Anderson. He's the one we know pretty much is going to stay at edge. 7 foot wingspan, track man, but not as heavy framed. A high 3 star. He thinks in a high ceiling. Today's commit, Chima Chiniki, 6'5", 230, long arms, but a fluid athlete. A basketball player. I think he is a defensive end, but might end up way heavier and inside. He might be a big frame kid, high 3 star, maybe higher. Okay, Iowa boy Drew Campbell, comparable height, and you guys know that Drew Campbell is Jack Campbell's brother, right? Okay, all right, all right, here we go. Drew Campbell, comparable in height and weight to Jack, recruited for defensive end, tight end, O line, and D line. Jack was more of a track sprinter. Drew a track guy, but I think more of a distant guy. So maybe not as fast as Jack. He is he has great JJ Wattish. I guess that means JJ Wattish type comparison. Watts. Okay. Lucas Van Ness, pad level, high 3 star. See where Kirk puts him. Okay. 4. Mr. Kennedy of Arizona. He literally has played football 1 year, weighed 190 and now 240. May end up being a top NFL prospect in the class. Now a high 2 star, really a high 3 star, but might end up 290 pounds and a terror. Plus some walk-ons that might be like Hesse or Evans and beat out any of these out in Iowa walk on. He loves to call Iowa walk on you, like we also call Iowa tight end you. So Iowa does have great success with their walk on program. There's no doubt about it. It's got to be one of the top notch walk on programs in the country. Okay, now waiting on Xavier Lucas, a 4 star in his book, Sprinter Speed, defensive back from Florida, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Florida State are in the lead. He goes, and he's not betting against us, are we? I'm not betting against us because anything can happen on that one. But I also heard that I see you put Iowa first, but I don't think they're in the lead for him. I think all the recruiting pundits put Iowa maybe not at the lead anyway. We'll see how that goes. Um, so that's it on that, guys. relatively short program today. I just thought it was good to get out there. The next time I probably go live will be we'll tie in some media news. We'll do a lot of media stuff. I want to say that thanks to Hawks Central and Chad Lysico, there is a lot of film from yesterday. They met a lot of players and interviewed a lot of players. Go to my site, Iowa Hawkeye Sports, to look at all that video. It may be on YouTube. It wasn't on YouTube last night when I looked, but it may be on there. And one of the clips, it talks to some of the new people, some of the old people. They interviewed the guys. They got some great things to say. They're saying all the right stuff. Um, and so they're very, very impressive. One of the videos, if you just let it run, you'll get several players, one right after the other. Just let the video run right after the other, and you'll get all the players. Okay. Again, guys, I want to thank you for watching. If you made it this far, the other thing I want to say is please subscribe to this. Okay, I picked up a few more subscribers since the last video. And so I really appreciate that. Jason appreciates it. Paul appreciates it. You know, we try hard. We try to have fun on this show when we're together. We try to be informative as much as we can be, but we also still offer some opinions too. Like we said, we're not professional journalism. We don't claim to be. We didn't go to school to be journalists. We're just fans like you guys, you know. And so we're gonna give you guys as much news as we can, but we're also gonna throw in our opinion once in a while too, and you guys know that and everything. So, but anyway, subscribe to this YouTube channel, please, 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 please. Our goal is to be over 500 by the end of by the start of the football season. That would be perfect. We're gonna keep pushing for that, guys. Also, go over and like the on Facebook the Iowa Hawkeye Sports page group. It's just called Iowa Hawkeye Sports. That's all it is. It's simple. There's Iowa Hawkeye Sports fans. There's Iowa Hawkeye Sports basketball or something like that. Don't confuse that. It's just plain Iowa Hawkeye Sports. Like us, we've got over 6,600 followers over there right now. And so if all 6,000 came over here and followed this page, that would be fantastic. And the other thing too is, guys, is we've got former Hawkeyes following the page, and some of them actually watch some of the videos. I hear from them once in a while because I send them the videos, and you know, and if you ever watch on our Facebook page comments, you'll see a lot of them very actively comment on the topics that go on. So that's really cool, and I really appreciate their taking the time. And the fact that they're on our page means that they think that they're worth following, you know, because you know they're talking about their former school that they played for and they went and attended to. So I appreciate that from them very much too. So guys, I'm gonna get out of here before I blabber on too much, but I will. I appreciate you watching. Please, like I said, subscribe. Oh, and don't forget to share and like. I help get my what do you call it, algorithms or whatever they call it. That'll get it up. It'll go to more people. It'll show up. It's already starting to show up. If you go to YouTube and punch in Hawkeyes, it's already the latest videos are already starting to show up in the news feed, in your feed. But I mean, we want them all to show up. You know, like some of the others that are always there. I would like ours to always be there too. But anyway, have a great day. Don't get too hot. Don't get too cold. It's still over 100 here in California, but we're looking through it. Hey, have a great day, and please share away with this broadcast. Bye.